Hi! Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I see you. And hello to all of you who are going to be watching the replay. My name is Anastasia McDonald, and I'm the host of the Real Daddy God Show. Where over here we're learning about the realities of Daddy God. We're learning about the realities ourselves, so that we can align up with Him and be everything that He has dreamed up for you and I to be. So welcome, 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 welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. Over here in the UK, it's quite cold and windy, and so I hope you're having a wonderful weather wherever you are. I have been away for 6 weeks, not on holiday. I guess most of you will know that the Real Daddy Girl Show hasn't been live for the past 6 weeks. I felt that I needed to take time out to reevaluate and recalibrate, my life. Hi, Linda. Hello. How are you? Good to see you, Linda. So yes, Linda, I've been away for 6 weeks. I can't believe it's already 6 weeks, but you know how social media is. It can be so consuming, and sometimes you begin to forget why you do what you do. So I took time out to reflect on myself, reflect on my relationship with Daddy God, reflect on the Real Daddy God Show itself. I don't want ever to be a day or a time where the Real Daddy God Show will become a consuming thing, and my relationship with Him is lost. So I really needed to take to step back and to just think about everything that I'm doing. So I am so excited because we're going to be starting a new series, and I know that is going to help a lot of people. So Linda, if you know anybody, any friend of me, family, hi there, who is joining me because I can't see you. Hi, Tina. So if you know of any family, friend me, anybody that is serious about transforming, is serious about understanding what and where they're coming from, what has been going on in their life, they're clueless, then please share this. Please share, and I'm going to explain myself in a minute. Please share, share, share. Because what I'm about to start is going to change your life. It's going to change your life. So please tag somebody, invite somebody. For those of you who don't watch the replay, please take time to go through the whole video, because it's going to make the world of difference in your life. So the title of this new series is called Reference Points. My story, your story, hopelessness to freedom. Reference point, my story, your story, hopelessness to freedom. So why this title? Some of you might be wondering that what does she mean by reference point? Okay. I have come a long, 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 long way of who I used to be to who I am today. Let me just switch this music so that we can concentrate. So I have come a long, long way from being a shy person, an intimidated person who didn't like themselves, a person who had a lot of self-esteem issues. I have been that person. Hi, Ngozi. Hi, Sylvester. So I beg your pardon if I don't pronounce your name, but Zubengo. Hi. So I have come a long way from being this broken, bruised, traumatized child that I am today. I am not the same person. If you went years back into my, if you could have the opportunity to look back at my life many years ago, and even 5 years ago, and even a year ago, you would not recognize who I am. So I know that there are a lot of people, but this is my story. I grew up not knowing what it was that was bugging me. I was clueless. I didn't have anything to pinpoint. I was confused. I didn't know what was happening to me. I couldn't understand myself. I couldn't understand my circumstances. I was a very lost person and a very traumatized child growing up, and even into my adulthood. It was the most frustrating period of my life until I did a lot of work on my life, and then I met a very good man called Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Now, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, I call him my best mentor in the whole wide world. He is one of the key people that this Daddy God sent into my life to bring clarity, to bring understanding, to help me to begin to see who I really am and whose I really am and what it is that he's called me to be. That is when the fog started to clear, when I began to understand events in my life, why I used to think that why I used to think the way that I did, why I used to behave that way that I did, why I was clueless, why I was frustrated, why everything was, the light bulb suddenly came on. Dr. Sunday Dilada, and he is a mentor of all mentors. He's a teacher of all teachers. He's a pastor of all pastors, and he's a father of all fathers. That's the way I personally describe him. And I remember this one day that he did a teaching called "Your Self-Confidence Depends on Your Reference Point." I never heard of a reference point. And he did a thorough teaching on, hi Ifwema, lovely to see you. And he did a thorough teaching on a reference point. So what are these reference points? So today, beautiful people, this is an intro. Today's is an introduction. Next week, we're going to go into the various reference points. But I'm going to list and name these reference points. So the reference point, these reference points are the points where people, places, and events begin to shape your beliefs, what you believe. Hi Nancy. So what you believe, how you believe, your feelings, your actions, your behavior. And most of the time, beautiful people, we don't take time, we don't even know that these reference points are the ones that have shaped who we are, why we do what we do, why we become triggered with certain situations. And we don't realize that these reference point, I beg your pardon, are the ones that are damaging us, damaging our relationship, contaminating our adult life. So I'm going to mention these reference points, and hopefully I can remember them. So the first one is the first reference point is our mother or mother figure. So if you don't take time to begin to go back, and thank you, Tina. If you don't go, thank you. If you don't take time to analyze, to reevaluate what was happening around your mother when you were born. So what we're talking about childhood memories. What was happening regarding your mother, her belief system? Was she a single mother? Was she in an abusive relationship? Where did she live? What did she do? What was happening? You don't realize that whatever was happening around your mother is what has been forming and has formed your belief system. So that is reference point number one. And what I'm sharing with you is what Dr. Sunday Adelaide taught me. But what I'm going to do from next week onwards, we're going to dig deeper. And I've never done this before. I'm going to be opening my life. I'm going to be inviting a guest host who will be joining me, and we are going to be opening our lives to let you see what these reference points have done, and the ways they have damaged us, and the ways we have been taking action to move from hopelessness to freedom. So number one, mother. Number two, our fathers, our daddies. What did they do, or what didn't they do? What was happening? What was the belief system? How did they treat you? How did they not treat you? What did they tell you? What did they teach you? What did they not teach you? Oh, the father has a way of embedding certain qualities, belief systems, and behaviors in you that can affect, damage, contaminate your adult life. Can contaminate you, contaminate your husband, contaminate your relationship, contaminate your relationship with the world, contaminate your relationship at work. So you need to know, you need to go back to your childhood memories. The third one is your siblings. Your siblings. If you don't go back to examine your siblings, what was going on. So some people belong to what do you call it, the where so single mother, or you may have two daddies, you may be blended family, mixed family. You know how there's another word that's just kept my mind, you know, where there are two wives in the same household. That's what I'm talking about. It's just kept my mind. So all this, so the dynamics within the siblings have a way of shaping how you believe, how you act, how your outlook of life, how you interrelate with people. So that's number 3. Number 4, hopefully I'm getting them right. Number 4 is your neighborhood. Your neighborhood. Sorry, number 4 is your environment. Whatever way that we're going there, your environment. What was happening in that environment when you were growing up, from your childhood? What was happening there? Who were the people, the places? Where did they live? What was happening in that time, your childhood? And can you see whether these reference point, pardon me, are building you up, or have been contaminating you, or have been damaging you, or have been triggering very negative mindsets? And then the next one is what I got is what I said neighborhood or whatever. The next one is environment, or if not, if I've mentioned environment, then it's neighborhood. I beg your pardon. So your neighborhood, what type of neighborhood did you grow up in? What was it like? And like I said, I'm going to be going deep into my child. I'm going to be opening up in a way that I've never done before, because I want to be able to help a lot of you out there. I want you to begin to gain clarity. I want you to be able to understand what is going on in your subconscious mind, because these things become your subconscious mind, because you, as a child, whatever happens, you tend to forget about them, but they are deeply embedded in your psyche, and you act and behave out of your psyche that you don't even realize. You know, have you ever been, you know, have you ever worked with you know, like a narcissist boss? You've got a narcissist husband, or you've got this boss who has a huge chip on their shoulder. These are things that are coming. These are behaviors, beliefs that are coming from the reference point, your reference point of a mother, an uncle, or an environment, or so on and so forth. The next one is that's number 6, is your school and environment. What type of school did you go to? What type of teachers were there? What did they teach you? What was the environment like? For example, like, you know, for those of you who know me, I was born in the UK. Then I was taken to Ghana for the first time, where I was introduced to, you know, the lashing of the hands. Hi, Maurice, the lashing and the beating of the hands, and the beating of, you know, the whipping of your back. I never had that before. And do you know the impact that had on my life? We're gonna go there. So this reference point, we're talking about childhood memories and belief systems that you've probably forgotten. You've even forgotten, because as children, when things happen, what we learn to do is suppress our feeling. We suppress these things in order for us to survive. We suppress, and these things become embedded in our psyche, in our subconscious, and we act out of these belief systems that have happened to us. We begin to act out, and we don't understand why we're doing what we're doing. That was me. That was my story. And I just want to be able to be that person to bring clarity, to bring understanding why we do what we do, and to help bring an adjustment, to move from hopelessness to freedom, so that you and I can be the people of God that Daddy God has designed us to be. By no means where I need to be in certain areas of this reference, but I've made incredible giants and leaps of improvement in my life, that I'm not where I used to be. So number 6, and I'm going to go repeat them again. So number 6 is school and classmates. Who were your classmate friends? What type of people were these classmates? What were they doing? Where were they coming from? What are the things that they taught you? What are the naughty behaviors they taught you? What are the good things that they taught you? What did they embed in your psyche as you were growing up, from primary school from nursery, actually, from nursery to primary school to secondary school to university, if you went to higher romanas, or to doing your PhD, but whatever it is, you are not you are a product of your reference point. reference point. You're a product. So it is important that in order for you and I to be the people that Daddy God has called us to be, that we need to go back and go and excavate and go and do homework and find out, go, what happened back then? How am I like this? And so the seventh one is God. Hi, Macreen, lovely to see you. I'm back after 6 weeks. So the sixth one is God. Whether whether you have a belief in God or a lack of belief in God, it didn't just happen. Somebody implanted certain beliefs or a lack of beliefs in your life. And like I said, I'm going to go there next week. Like I said, today is an introduction, but next week we're going to be going through each reference point. I'm going to be opening my life, and I have like I said, a guest host will be joining me. She's going to be opening her life, and we're going to be sharing our story, what happened, what we became, and how we are moving forward from hopelessness to freedom. The eighth one is education. Education. What type of education did you have? How has that influenced you to be the person you are today, whether positively or negatively? What happened? Who was there? Where was this education? Was it in the village? Was it in the midst of teachers who hardly had the resources even to teach you? Was it among an abusive environment? So that's number 8. And number 9 is your job. The workplace is the most time you spend. So education and your job, that's the most of the time where you're there, your life is there. So what is happening in the job situation? This regarding your boss, regarding the staff, regarding the values of the organization. In what ways have they shaped who you are, or what you were, or what you are becoming, or what you're not becoming, and what is happening there? Like I was saying about, what do you call it, if you have a narcissist boss, or you have a supervisor or a line manager that doesn't like you and is taking the hell out of your life, all these things have a way of influencing who we are. So that's number 9. And number 10 is society, the type of society that you grew up in. So I'm going to go through making. So the reference points are the places you go back to. It is those people, places that began to form. As a child, you don't have anything in your mind. Your mind is pure. You're pure. But then when you come into this world, there are people, places, events that begin to shape your belief systems, your feelings, your character. Somebody somewhere in your childhood, people, places were shaping who you are today. So like I said, today is the introduction, and I'm going to go one more time through the circle. By no means these are not all of them, but these are the ones that my mentor taught me. So number 1, we have your mother. Number 2, your father. Number 3, your siblings. Number 4, your environment. Number 5, your neighbor or neighbors or neighborhood. Number 6, your schools and classmates. Number 7, God or faith. Number 8, education. Number 9, your job. And number 10, society. So think about it for a moment. Try and think of like spikes coming out of you. If I can implore you, is to begin to think of, hi Taiwo, begin to think of what was happening in my childhood around my mother. What happened there? How is it that I think this way? What did my mother input into me that has influenced the way that I think, my beliefs, my behavior? What was happening there? Who was there? What was the circumstances? For example, one major thing about me was that when my mom became pregnant with me, she and my dad, hi Adejimo champion, hi. One of the damaging things that happened regarding my life was my mom and my dad decided to abort me. They decided to abort, to get rid of me. And they did. I've shared this before. They did. They went, they paid a doctor, and they did. the abortion. But you see, this daddy God had his hand on me. He had his hand on me. And so right in the womb, I already grew up with rejection, severe rejection. Did I understand that? I didn't understand this thing. I didn't understand why I felt, hi Sheyi. I didn't understand about this rejection bit. I didn't understand. My childhood and my adult was the most traumatic, most painful, most frustrating, most damaging one I've ever. I know that every one of us have a story. That's why it's called My Story and Your Story. As I share my story, you're going to see things are going to become clear in your story, and you're going to get aha moments. Like even today, I had an aha moment as I was going through the cycle again. I had an aha moment, and I went, oh my gosh, I had an aha moment in the reference point of neighborhood. And I went, oh my God, now I understand why I feel, and I'm going to share with you later on. Now I understand why I feel and behave the way that I do when it comes to my environment. Oh, the light bulb just came on. So for those of you who are joining me live, today's the introduction about reference points. My story, your story, moving from hopelessness to freedom. Hi B, lovely to see you. Never seen you on the Real Daddy God show, but you are most welcome. And I really want to encourage you to share this, to tag me, because a lot of people walk about not understanding. They don't even know that things have happened, that the way they go about life is a result of their reference point. And as you can see, we've got 10 reference points. I'm sure there are more than 10 reference points, but these play a major role of who you become in life. So either your adult life is contaminated or is damaged or traumatized or whatever, and you don't understand why. So we're going to look at the why. We are going there. We are excavating. We're going deep into these points. So for those of you who join me live, and I know I've been repeating myself, but I'm aware of those who are just coming on. So for the last time, the reference points where we're going to be going and exploring and examining and understanding ourselves is: number 1, our mother; number 2, our father; number 3, siblings; number 4, environment; number 6, neighborhood; number 5, neighborhood; number 6, school and mates; number 7, God or your faith; number 8, education; number 9, your job; and number 10, we're going to be looking at society. Hi, happy man. And when I pardon me, when I began to go through these reference point, oh my gosh, the lights came. Hi, Choma. I really began to understand why I had low self-esteem back then, why I was frustrated, why I was clueless, why I hated myself, why I couldn't look in the mirror, I didn't see anything good about me. They all began, there's nothing so liberating and so powerful and so freeing to begin to understand yourself, why you are the way you are, and then having the tools to be able to move forward. That just because you were shaped a certain way doesn't mean that you stay that way. That doesn't, or if you've been labeled a certain way. So for example, one of the things I was labeled as average, and I believed that average, and then I discovered that is the biggest lie that I ever believed, but that was fashioned into my psyche from childhood. Oh my days, when the day that I discovered that, oh my gosh, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that I have a different type of intelligence, like I was sharing on my previous program, which was how to give yourself permission to start to dream again. And I talked to you about Howard Gardner and the different type of intelligences out there, and for parents to begin to educate themselves so they don't have their children labeled a certain way as being HD, HA, or whatever, being slow, being whatever, being a dummy, and all those kind of labels. That actually I have interpersonal intelligence, artistic intelligence, and so many intelligence. I was like, oh my days. So I believed a lie all these years. Is the biggest, fattest lie that had been embedded in my psyche. Guys, honestly, the only person who can really tell you who you are is Daddy God, because he made you. He knows what he put on your inside, the gifts, the talents, the ability, your personality, the who, the what, the where, and how you will function and thrive and be the best person. He is the only person who has the audacity to tell you who you are, and he is a person we need to learn. So beautiful people, like I said, this is introduction. It's not it's not the thing, but we are going to go there. So I'm going to I'm going to beg you, actually, I'm going to implore you to next week to join me live with my guest hosts as we go through the reference points. So we're going to be starting with our mothers. What is it, or what are those things that our mothers did or did not do that has shaped our mindsets or shaped our beliefs or that has shaped our behaviors that are, I beg your pardon, that are, sorry, my internet's playing up there. So what are the things that our mothers did that have or are still contaminating our adult life? So I want you to listen to the word contamination, damage, or it could be on the flip side. So it could, maybe you've not been through that, maybe actually you are thriving as a result of your reference. But most people have one thing or another that has happened to them that they are not who they need to be. And now, if I can add this, or maybe end up with this, is that Daddy God says, I have come that you may have life, you may enjoy and have life. Hi Bukola, and hi Eunice, thank you for joining me live on the Real Daddy God Show, to the introduction of Reference Point, My Story, Your Story, Hopelessness to Freedom. So Daddy God has said, I have come for you, know that you may enjoy and have life, life so that it is overflowing. Now, I cannot say that my life is overflowing yet, because I'm still going back to the reference point to do my homework, to explore and excavate and find out what exactly happened in this reference point that could be holding me back, could be holding me ransom. And this is very important as well. If you're a leader, you're a teacher, you're a boss, you're a parent, you're a guardian, because whether you like it or not, you are influencing somebody. You are influencing your children, you're influencing your nephews, your nieces, you're influencing people who look up to you, or you're influencing, if you're in a high job, you're influencing those who are under beneath you. You are influencing people by virtue of your reference point. So it is critically important for you, so that you don't go in life just behaving the way you are, but to really understand where you're coming from, to really understand your reference point, to understand the roots of what has made you, to be who you are today. So if there's adjustments that you need to make, adjustments you need to make. And as the Bible says, the Bible tells us to renew our mind. We need to renew our mind. Hi, Ochudud Weeks. And please, I beg your pardon if I don't mention your name. So we need to go there. The places, especially those places that have triggers. The fact that you have a trigger is reflective that something was said to you, was put inside of you, that hurts, and it is not the right thing. So we're looking at antidotes. We need to neutralize all those lies and all those beliefs and all those behaviors that are not adding to it, that are not making us to live the life that this Daddy God has called us to live. So next week, like I said, we're going to begin the journey. We're going to be looking at our moms. We're going to be looking at our daddies. We're going to be looking at our siblings. We're going to be looking at our environments. And this is not going to be a marathon. Sorry, it's not going to be a quick fix thing. Quick fix. This is not quick. Healing does not happen instantaneously. It's a marathon. So we're going to take our time mother, the next one, the father, next week. Then we're going step by step. And as I share my story and as my guest host shares her story, you're going to be able to look at your life, your story, and then you're going to get understanding that, oh, I see. Okay, this is where it's coming from. All right. So, right. Okay. Now I understand why. Now I understand why I behave this way. Now I understand why I don't like this. Now I understand why I hate this type of, even like, biases, the biases that we have, cultural biases, personal biases, why we don't, why subconsciously you may look at another person and say that they are beautiful. For example, in Ghana, right? In Ghana, where I grew up, the latter part of my life, from 9 to 20 something, culturally fair people are upholded and classified as beautiful. They are esteemed as beautiful. Those with the half caste or color, those who got fair skin. Where is that coming from? Where is that belief system coming from? And those who may be dark skinned are not looked as beautiful. But where is that belief coming from? What is it? What is it that was said? And another thing, if I can add very quickly, is that I grew up in Ghana in a time, in a period where a lot of women began to bleach their skins, whether they were mothers, whether they were young, whether they were in between. In fact, whether it was your auntie or that old woman, most, no, let me say everybody, most women began to bleach their skin. Now, can you answer the question, why is that everybody, no, why is that most women in a time and a frame in Ghana began to bleach their skin? Because somebody in a belief came out that actually fair skin is beauty, dark skin is ugly. So go back and begin to go back there. Go back and examine your belief system. Where is it coming from? Who told you? And remember in Genesis, when Adam and Eve sinned, and then this daddy God, the Bible tells that he will come in the cool of the day and come and spend time with Adam and Eve, they'll chill out with them, have family time, have a cool time together. But one time when he came down, Adam and Eve were hiding. He was asking Adam, where are you? Where are you? And he said, I'm naked, I'm naked. And he said, who told you? Who told you that you're naked? So who told you that you are ugly? Who told you that you are dumb? Who told you that you don't have it all together? Who told you that you will never make it? Who told you that you're too fat? Who told you that you're too thin? Who told you that your mouth is too big? Who told you that your bum is too small? Who told you that you're too short? Who told you that you haven't got it? Who told you that in this you will never, 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 never make it? You will never make it. Who told you that you are the black sheep? Who? Who is that person? Who is that event? Where were you? Who was there? Who said to you that you are better than anybody else? Who told you? And who made you to believe that you are better than everybody else and that everybody else is underneath you? Who put that into you? Who put that belief into you? Where's it coming from? Who made you to think that actually I am the best thing that arrived, that everybody else is dumb, is low, is like, who made you to look at people through your nose? Or who is it that told you that actually, I'm just a nobody? Who told you? Who told you that you are nobody and that you'll always be a nobody, that you would amount to nothing? Who told you? Where were you? What was going on there? And how did you begin to believe that lie? Reference point. That's where we're going. We are going there. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be opening up my life to you. You see, I did a series called My Life Story Series. That is nothing. That is nothing. That is nothing compared to how I'm going to open up my life to you. So sorry about that. The internet went off there. So I'm going to be opening up my life to you in a way that you're going to see what was happening to your mom, to your dad, to your siblings, and you're going to be able to forgive your parents or whoever it is. You're going to be able to begin to forgive them and to release them for, you know, some of the dumb stuff that they did to you. You're going to be able to do that. I'm not going to say it's going to be instantaneous. It's a journey. So this series, reference point, my story, your story, hopeless to freedom, we're going to be starting next week. And we're starting with the mother or the mother figure. Whoever was your mother or your mother figure, we're going to go there next week, which I think is the 4th of May, with my co-guest host. You probably know who he or she is. She's coming to join me, and we're going there. And so thank you very, very much this afternoon for all of you taking time out to join me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the afternoon, whether it's lying down, whether it's going shopping, whatever it is doing. Please take time out to begin to think about the different ways in which you have been influenced, you've been traumatized, you've been damaged, or whatever it may be, contaminating your life or your marriage. Like, you know, I'm so passionate about this. I'm so passionate because I know where I used to be and where I am today. Whether you could be contaminating your marriage, the way you're raising your children, you don't even know that you're damaging your children, you're traumatizing your children, you're damaging your relationship, your finances, your health. So many things go on when we don't know what happened in our child, when we don't take the time to do our homework, to go back to those memories and begin to renew our mindset in alignment with Daddy God. So thank you so much. My name is Anastasia McDonald. I'm the host of the Real Daddy God Show, where we're learning about realities about Daddy God, realities about ourselves, and how we can join him in becoming everything that He's called us to be. Thank you. Thank you, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, and it's bye. I'm trying to get the music back on. So there we go. Yeah. So bye. Woo! Hi, Biola. Hi, Taiwo. See you next week. It's gonna be amazing. Woo! 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 See you next week, everybody. See you next week. Mother, we're going to the mother place. We're going to the mother place. We're going to be looking at our mothers. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Bye. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. Oh, I remember in Lagos those days, we were called Ghana. We called Ghana people Kosi Arobini. Oh, okay, Taiwo. Please come back next week and tell me more. That's a reference point. That's a reference point. So bye, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mwah. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.